I wish that people would stop saying this. But I mean, I don't. Maybe I'm just whatever. Not her video. Sorry. This has Destiny seen this thing about the ballot voter fraud or whatever? I'd heard about that, and honestly, the numbers to that seem kind of shocking. That so many ballots were submitted in these states. Like it was 130,000 in Arizona, where it was just to vote for Trump, and that's it. No other person at all. But that part is not the most kind of weird part. It's this underlying stuff that is true. Like a lot of this, unfortunately, is just like true. I can't even call this conspiratorial, and they hedge very appropriately. Just to be like super clear on what the claims were, is that the first claim is that in 2022, records, video camera footage, and deposition testimony produced in a civil case in Georgia disclosed that its voting system used statewide had been breached over multiple days by operatives hired by attorneys for Donald Trump. It is true that people associated with Trump gained access in illegal ways to a lot of voting software and systems. Now, not to rig elections, but to have like copies of the software. This is not okay. And this stuff is like, this is like a foregone, like this absolutely happened, right? So like, you remember that one crazy lady that we kind of heard about for a little bit? The Tina Peters lady. So the big part of her crime was that she gave access to an associate of Mike Lindell, the MyPillow guy. She gave access to somebody to go in and make copies of the hard drive that was running the EMS, the election management system, right? So this has happened, right? We know this has happened. This is 100%. This has happened. We know this is true. And then the underlying material that this guy is citing, or I don't know if it was what he cited or what we were going through the court reporter on the documents for, there are people that have demonstrated that attacks against some of these like voting databases are trivial, right? That the election management software is giving you access to some SQL tools that allow you to just like do whatever the fuck you want to the databases and the project files that control all the vote reporting stuff. That it's the attacks are trivial to demonstrate. Now, they do appropriately say here, okay? Appropriately, they do say this, okay? We have no evidence that the outcomes of the elections in these states were actually compromised as a result of the security breaches, and we are not suggesting that they were. They're not claiming that, oh, we know there's voter fraud, we know that things were changed. They're just saying that this path of security breaches have happened, and what we're saying is possible is undoubtedly possible. So there should just be like some recounts in either some of these states or some of these counties just to make sure the hand recount matches what the machines say. And again, assuming all the underlying information is true, which I think is probably true, I think it's probably fair to say maybe we should recount in some of these things. But yeah. Is there a deadline for recounts? Technically by the ECA's law, I believe it's by before December 14th, or I don't know if it's like a date or if it's a day of the week or whatever, but December 14th was when the electors had to have their vote certified last election cycle, right? That's why they were trying to fight for things before December 14th. That's when the Gore Supreme Court decision came out. Yeah, that's your safe harbor date. That's why they shut down the recount in Florida, because I think it was on the 12th or 13th. But now if you're Trump, your safe harbor date, you actually have all the way until January 6th and beyond to find voter fraud or to redo your stuff. That's why they were asking for more time even after January 6th. So do you think that it reaches reasonable suspicion for this stuff? Absolutely. So I can bring in another example, but I don't know how many people are even going to be familiar with this. But in Bolivia's election, all that it took for them, I believe, to trigger recounts or massive suspicion was the fact that there were a lot of vote servers that were running software that hadn't been verified or wasn't accessible by any external party. Was this I want to say OAN, but it wasn't. Was it the OAS election analysis? Was it Bolivia or was it Venezuela? Yes. Fuck. I thought it was Bolivia. But maybe it was Venezuela. I think it was, we did this a long time ago. But I believe that their analysis was that there were servers and there was data that was passing through servers that were completely and totally unregulated. Nobody knew anything about these servers, and the data was like clearly passing through. And it's possible that stuff could have been changing here that wasn't okay. But I don't think they'd said 100%. They proved that they had said like, oh yeah, there's definitely rigging, but that it was so out of control, like outside of the control of anybody verifying or validating anything, that it was like unacceptable. But this is the reason why I'm probably not going to go in on this much, is because conservatives are literally fucking retarded. So to answer Travis Lamb, because there's going to be a million retarded questions by illiterate fucking morons who have no desire or goal to deal with any of this in good faith or to even have a comprehension of what's going on. So Travis Lamb says, at Destiny, you realize this is admitting that things can be tampered with, right? Plus that counting, if it was stolen, isn't enough to flip that, right? No, what I've said before is that it's probably not possible, and even with this one, it's probably not possible to rig from the top down a whole bunch of election stuff, right? And one of the escapes that you had for that I said, even if there were counties where the computers were changing, even if that was the case, you can always do a recount to verify. That's exactly what I've said the entire fucking time. My position on that has not changed, okay? One, I'm only saying a recount is probably decent to call for here, but two, that doesn't mean that it's necessarily like impossible to do it, but you would have to demonstrate how that could be done. And these people have adequately demonstrated that with also citing literal criminal convictions showing people. So for instance, if you had told me, well, in this Trump affidavit, or fuck the affidavits, God, what a bunch of fucking losers. In this Trump court conviction, or at least presented in court, they were able to demonstrate that operatives had broken into a voting area, copied illegally information off of a hard drive that they were illegally given access to by somebody who had access to that information, and it went to an incredibly partisan Democratic operative, like this went to Mike Lindell's associate, then I would say, that is pretty weird. I'll admit, that is definitely weird. I think they should do a recount or an investigation. And they did do an investigation on all of these things. You watched Donahue talk about it. You watched Barr talk about it. You watched Rosen talk about it. You heard CISA and all the intelligence committees put out statements about it. You heard people like Raffensperger talk about it. You heard Sterling talk about it in Georgia. Every single one of these people from top to bottom did FBI investigations. They did DOJ hearings. They did congressional hearings. They had courthouses from the federal levels to the state levels. All of these people looked into this, and they weren't able to find anything. So the idea that saying, oh, well, here's something that's been demonstrated actually with a much higher level of credibility than every single claim combined on the bullshit Trump thing, maybe we should do a recount. That is a more than reasonable request. More than reasonable request. Somebody said, then Dominion didn't do anything about the machines in the 3 years after. They didn't make sure their machines were clean before this election. The problem is that if somebody has a copy of your software, there's nothing to clean. They're not alleging that in 2022 viruses were left behind, just that somebody could have gained access or somebody could discover exploits in your software if they'd gotten copies of it early on and be ready to deploy those exploits on the day of an election. Or depending on how this works, they don't even need exploits. They just need to know how it works, and then they can have access to these computers that have wildly inappropriate things set up for permissions. But also, these people were sending letters warning about this in 2023, in 2022. Oh, this is dated April 18th, 2023. So this is even before the elections happened. So. Do you think the Silly Series' video leaned too far into conspiracy theory or no? I don't know the backgrounds of all those people, but I mean, I generally trust her when she sources things. It wouldn't surprise me. That crypto switch to Trump is on all of that has been really, really, really fucking weird. Who in the government agreed with this person? I don't know what you're asking, and I don't know what that has to do with literally anything. I'm just evaluating the evidence. I wish I could find where the court filings are because I'm familiar with a little bit with the Tina Peters thing. I wish I could find where in the court filings the Curling v. Raffensperger, this civil litigation, several individuals and entities were involved in the unauthorized acquisition, copying, and distribution of voting system software that is used in multiple states. So if somebody has like a link to the complaint or the whatever part of this where that is, I really wish I could see that. Or maybe this. Also, if you read the oh god, what was it? Was it called Cyber Ninja? Dominion. Fuck. I don't remember what this was, but there was a report that came out about how the machines could be rigged by. It was like Ninja or Cyber Monkey or it was some crazy audit that they did, and it was complete amateur hour. Like, it was, the person writing it seemed like they'd never touched a piece of software in their life. Like, it was fucking retarded. But just in my very limited going over the what these guys are writing, these guys that were doing the testing here, hundreds of pages of stuff, they seemed like they had an actual understanding of how any of this works. I think we went over some of this reporting or some of this report in the past. It was just like, it was totally, and Barr and like everybody else said, there's literally nothing here. It was like bunk as fuck. The Cyber Ninja's audit quotation marks cannot express how little this thing resembled a legitimate audit. It was farcical from the outset. People poured over ballots looking for evidence of bamboo fibers on it. Fuck. This was just like so stupid. If the recount is such an easy solution, what would be the ways to counteract that if you had time to prepare to rig it in this way? I mean, if you were trying to do that, it would be to change the laws relating to recounts, or it would be to win the election by such a margin that you don't have the right to even request a recount, I guess. You were saying that people in the government disagree with Trump about the election results, but now you're saying that this person is more incredible, but you don't know them. I don't know what you're asking. I don't know what you're talking about. You were saying people in the government disagree with Trump. I don't know of anybody in the government that's made a comment on this. Like, I don't know anybody in the Biden administration that said, oh, no, this is totally not possible. Or that Merrick Garland has come out and made a statement. He said, oh, no, we looked into this and it's totally not possible. I haven't heard any statements that are the equivalent of what I'm citing for the Trump admin. Forensic election audit. Oh, these are the presentations, and then these are the reports. Wait, did they link the same one twice? Am I retarded? Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. Oh, they just happened to... This whole thing was fucking wild. I'm not going all this right now, but Jesus. This case was... I don't know anything about this. I also don't know anything about this Curling v. Rabbitsburger case. I don't have time to read every fucking court case. Did Legal Eagle go over this or anything? I did find this that goes over this voting system breach. Clearly, because even these concerns you are bringing up now, was never once even a topic of discussion back in 2020. Your assessment is far more fair than what they were saying. I don't know what you're even trying to say there. Okay, opinion and order. Jesus. Cast of characters and glossary of terms. Next, the court reviewed newly available evidence regarding the CES KSU data breach, data systems mismanagement, and record destruction events previously addressed in the 2018 PI order. The expanded record revealed additional troubling details regarding the breach. In particular, the evidence demonstrated the extent of Mr. Lamb's exhaustive efforts to bring security issues to CES Executive Director King's attention, including issues related to the public accessibility of the election server, grossly out-of-date essential Windows software, the use of particular software that was subject to malware for which there was a public advisory, and anonymous users' access to data files. So would this have been in relation to the 2020 election, or these are just like old things that were filed? I don't have any background for... I don't know what this case was about. Oh, do I want to read this tomorrow? Fuck me. Don't make me do this. I don't want to do this. Director Liam's August 2016 warning email regarding the above described vulnerabilities. Should I confirm these serious software threats? Was a supplemented record also showed the extensive efforts expended by... You guys are responding yet? Go to page 52. Physical access to Coffee County's election equipment and copying of software and data begins on January 7th, 2021. On January 7th, 4 employees from an Atlanta-based forensics firm, Sullivan Strickler, traveled to the Coffee County election office and used forensic tools and techniques to copy election software and data over a 7-hour period. Sullivan Strickler's work was directed by Scott Hall, Kathy Latham, and Misty Hampton, and was paid for by Sidney Powell, a lawyer associated with Donald Trump. During their 7 hours in the Coffee County election office on January 7th, Sullivan Strickler's team copied and forensically imaged a significant number of election equipment items. Importantly, the coalition plaintiff's expert explained that a forensic image is a copy of a physical data storage device which copies every data bit exactly as it exists on the device, and can even include previously deleted data. That is true. Therefore, such a forensic image has significantly more fidelity to the original device than a copy made by dragging directories and files to a new device. Oh, I'd never even considered that before. That is true. Sure. Okay. The particular items forensically imaged and collected by the Sullivan Strickler team on January 7th, 2021 include the Coffee County's election management system server as it existed on January 7th, 2021, Data on the server included the Windows installation and configuration, the Dominion EMS software, and all election data present on the server as of that date. There's no way that... Did they have... Wait, oh, hold on. I shouldn't say this. I'm sorry. How did they get access to this server? Like, who gave them... Were they allowed? Although the state defendants assert they did not learn of the Coffee County breach until Mr. Sterling's February 2022 deposition, the state was aware of, and it was in fact investigating other election-related concerns in Coffee County from December 2020 through spring 2020, some of which at least were in part connected to the breach, as I discussed at length in subsection F. How did they get in here? Do we know? Oh, I don't want to go into this. Oh, Jesus. Don't make me do this. Don't turn me into a crazy person. I believe Tina convinced a security man to loan her... No. This isn't about the Tina Peters thing. This is a different... Wait. She was in Colorado. This is a different thing. This has to do with Georgia. The Dominion ICC Central Count Scanner, which is used to record vote selections, maps, and analysis, consistent data on the ICC scanner hard drive included the Windows installation and configuration, as well as the Dominion ICC software. PA is headed for an automatic recount anyway. Senate race recount. When they recount, is it just recounting the votes for the Senate race, or is it going to recount the entire ballots? I don't know what the recount there entails. How difficult do you think it is to acquire these softwares? Can't they just buy it off some employee? It should be very difficult, right? Because Dominion should only be making this available to people that are authorized to use it. So we had copies of these compact flash memory cards, a mobile ballot printing laptop, 7 USB drives. 6 of these contained election projects, such as data about ballots, contests, candidates, etc., and one appeared. And then, besides forensically imaging items, the Sullivan-Strickler team also copied the Android application software or ICX application installation files for Georgia's BMDs, a version of the application software with the Dominion ICP scanners, partial but not complete data from 20 poll pad devices, election-related reports, scanned images of ballots from the election. Of all the data forensically imaged and copied, Dr. Halderman opined that the ICX Android application software / installation files contained the most important information that someone would need to develop attacks against the BMDs. After collecting the affirmation software and data, the Sullivan-Strickler team, specifically an employee named Paul Maggio... also, this is really just a civil complaint? This isn't a criminal thing? This isn't a criminal matter? Why is this just a civil action? I don't know. Okay. Whatever. One individual who downloaded the Coffee County data, Doug Logan of Cyber Ninjas, testified that he then converted the forensic images of the server and the central count scanner into virtual machines and uploaded those virtual machines onto the Coffee County share file in January 2021. Logan explained that converting forensic images into a virtual machine allows you to potentially, boot up the device and be able to utilize it like it was the computer in order to take a look at the way that things operate and more closely examine it like it was a local system you were using. In other words, Logan uploaded a new version of the forensic image that could be used more easily for analysis. All in all, plaintiffs contend that the user activity of Sullivan-Strickler's share file site shows that at least 10 individuals downloaded data from locations as far reaching as California, Kansas, England, and Italy. Okay. You think that Trump would be willing to cheat to win the election? Yeah, of course. He was already willing to break the law. The question is just, do they have the ability to do it, right? Jesus. Fuck it. Ugh. Maybe we'll do this tomorrow. No, I shouldn't. I don't want to. They should do recounts. They should just recount a few counties just to see. There's no reason not to, right? Well, fuck it. We'll raise the money for it. They said in Pennsylvania it would only be $1 million to do a recount. We could raise $1 million for a recount. We could do it. Here's an article about it. I just don't trust anybody's summaries of anything, but maybe this is okay. I don't know. Fuck me. A detailed look back at the computer intrusion that features prominently in Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis's election interference indictment. This is a whole ass fucking thing, dude. Okay. Somebody, this is where I need to assign this. I need to make somebody read this and just pull out the interesting quotes for me. Jesus Christ. I don't know, don't care. Fuck it. They should ask for recounts, though. I've seen enough. They should ask for recounts. Why not?
Google Mail, I'm going back to back. And I gotta say, guys, what the heck? I looked at my analytics on this channel after taking a 10-week hiatus, and thousands of you guys unsubscribed. Okay, joke's over. We can resubscribe now. I might take a little bit longer in between videos, but when I really want to talk about something, I'm gonna make a damn video. Like today, where we're talking about the Twitch adpocalypse. Why? Because I was talking to my friend Shake about it last night, and I wanted to look up a video to learn more about it, and there was none. So I decided, okay, I will make one. And today, I should preface, we are going to basically be talking about 3 points around the Twitch adpocalypse. What is it? How did it happen? And what should happen next to fix it? That's really what I want to address today. And so we should start with first, ads on Twitch. Because I'm old enough on Twitch that back in my day, Unk status, I get it, it was cringe to run ads. People didn't do it. And it made sense. You know, people would already be paying your subscribers for your content. So why would you also be taxing people by making them watch ads? It was something you just didn't really subscribers. That's really what I want to points around the Twitch adpocalypse. What is it? How did it happen? And what should happen next to
I'm about to nitpick so hard, but
fix it? That's really what I want to address today. And so we should start with first, ads on Twitch. Because I'm old enough on Twitch that back in my day, Unk status, I get it, it was cringe to run ads. People didn't do it. And it made sense. You know, people would already be paying your subscribers for your content. So why would you also be taxing people by...
I guess he says back in his day, and he's not as old, but my recollection is I believe running ads on Twitch was available way before... even on Justin TV, it was available way before paid subscribers, no? Like, you ran ads generally, and ads were the only way you made money when you were streaming in the early days of, like, Justin TV and Twitch, before paid subscribers were even a thing. But I don't remember the year paid, but whatever. I'm just fucking whatever.
By making them watch...
Yeah, when he says back in his day, he might mean, like, 2019, I guess, right?
Ads... It was something you just didn't really do until Twitch made a bit of a change. They started to tell you how much money you would make if you were to run ads. And they also ran a program that subsidized that amount of money. So they basically...
Oh, so this was... so he's talking basically within the last, like, 5 years, but yeah.
Say, like, okay, well, this is how many viewers you have. If you were to run, like, 3, 6, 9 minutes of ads an hour, we could pay you, like, a couple $1,000s. And, you know, not only could we will guarantee pay you that amount of money, and you just do the deliverables and, you know, it all sort itself out. They're basically subsidizing people running ads. Now, they only ran this program for like a few months, but it worked. It created a culture where streamers now knew how much they would make if they ran ads, and it became a part of their lifestyle and overall income. And so now people run ads. And you should know this if you've ever tried to watch a subathon in the past couple of years, because those are basically ad farms, man. Live 732 hours in a month. That's 732 hours to run ads, baby. And thankful to the boys at FaZe for leaking their income. We know how much money you can make from ads alone. Now, I'm I'm not sure. It's possible that Ron might have photoshopped this image a bit, little inspect element. But if we take it at face value, he says he earned $1.2 million during his subathon, and he only had 63,000 subscribers. Now, I say only because if you do the math, that 63,000 subscribers is $220,000, which means he made an extra million. That's not from bits. That would mostly be from ads. And what makes this even more realistic and more impressive in my mind, Jason was the biggest in the FaZe group for their subathon. In terms of subs, he had the most subscribers. You can see 100,000 right here. And he made $500,000 total. It's a lot of money. Now, the light pink is the amount of money he made from ads. You can see his ad density went down, all right? He didn't make as much from ads. As opposed to somebody like Lacey, that's a lot of light pink. Now, ignore this number. I know as a fact he inspect elemented this. This is a fake number. This number is real. So he made $70,000 less than Jason while having less than half as many subs, less average viewers. How? Because his ad density was so high. He's running an ad density equivalent to TV shows, okay? And he is able to make just from that hundreds of thousands of dollars in ads. I would not be surprised if Kai made as much, if not more money from his subathon in advertising than he did from all of the hundreds of thousands of subs he has. This is all kind of gone now. The advertisers are pulling out. It is true. And streamers are making a lot less money this month. Okay, how do we know this? Well, Twitch streamers are talking about it. Here is Quinn.
What the hell? So you're getting, wait. Oh, bro, you just getting no ad money at all.
All right, here's Moon Moon also talking about it.
I saw, like,
trying to get a wide array of streamers.
Apocalypse, blah, 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 blah. Out of curiosity, I went and checked my revenue. In the last
There's no possible way he can get through this whole video without mentioning Hassan. I can't believe it. There's no way. It's impossible. You are all lying and you trolled me and you gassed me when you said that. There's no possible way that can happen.
last 2 days I've streamed, I received $0 on ads.
And then finally, here's Stock Guy actually showing his analytics. You can see how much money he is making from ads and how far it has dropped. For some people, it's half. For some people, they're making 10, 20.
I will go full conspiracy brain for Ludwig because I know that Ludwig is a valueless piece of shit who will cover for Hassan as much as possible. If you were to scroll a little bit earlier in the timestamp or a little bit later for Quinn, does he mention the politics stuff? Because the Stock Guy mentions, I think, the politics stuff a bit, quite a bit, right? But I noticed that for the Stock Guy, he only shows a picture of his graph, but he doesn't have the audio. He doesn't have the video of him talking about it. Why? Because he mentioned the politics stuff too much, but we'll see. That's my conspiracy. We'll see. Maybe he'll do
$0 on ads.
And then finally, here's Stock Guy actually showing his analytics. You can see how much money he is making from ads and how far it has dropped. For some people, it's half. For some people, they're making 10, 20% of what they used to make. And the way ads worked on Twitch for a long time was a very simple calculation. What is your viewership? Okay. What is your ad density? How many ads are you running an hour? And where are your viewers from? Because advertisers view viewers differently depending on their location. That is it. That is the only factors that went in. And then however much money Twitch made from advertising, they would pay you out like a percentage portion. All right. You know, something like 30, 40, 50, some percent based off your deal of how much money they made from the advertisers. The issue is that only works if they have advertisers. And a lot of advertisers have pulled out, okay? They have pulled out and it has hit Twitch hard. All right, and I'll talk in a minute what my prediction is for what will happen to that advertising money. But first, let's talk about why they pulled out. Where did the advertisers go? Do they hate Twitch?
Okay.
Which all of a sudden? Well, the genesis of this, as far as I can tell, is when Asmon got banned off of Twitch. Because see, Asmon got banned after making some
It's actually unbelievable. I think that you could do a case study on how a man can survive solely through the ingestion of semen from another person that he's deemed the alpha male. I actually cannot. Well, hold on. I'm so sorry. I'll continue. Maybe he brings up more. My bad.
some comments about Palestinian people, some very negative comments about Palestinian people. He got banned off of Twitch. And this sort of caused a domino effect where people are like, okay, you ban Asmin for saying this thing about Palestinian people, but you know, what about this person saying this thing about this people? And that happened a lot because this is an issue Twitch has been dealing with.
He's actually so shameless. Please don't ever let me give him the benefit of the doubt for anything ever in the history or in the future of all of any commentary on him. He is like irredeemably, shamelessly cucked by Hassan. I actually cannot believe how unbelievably fucking cucked this fucking loser is. That he, no wonder, like Twitch. Who is there anybody that doesn't cover for him? like, it's so crazy. It feels like the Trump shit where like the Trumples accuse everybody of being the deep state. And then you look into like what they did. Wait a second. You try to get your DOJ to lie for you? Wait, you try to get the vice president to turn the election for you? Wait, you access a whole bunch of illegal systems or systems you weren't supposed to even legally let out. Like you did all this shit. Wait, hold on. Aren't you like kind of the deep state? It's like the same shit here. It's not like everybody's so biased against me. And Twitch hasn't made a single announcement about anything. Twitch hasn't said anything at all to any of the streamers about what's going on. Hassan has been banned for a single thing, even though all of his lackey loser friends got banned for some stupid panel. And now Ludwig is here making a video explaining what's happening on the Twitch apocalypse, where like things related specifically to the word Zionist, the ADL has been involved, like they were Democratic. Richie Torres is a Democrat. Congressmen have been involved. Like, well, hold on. Maybe he'll bring it up. All of this is Asmongold.
But, you know, what about this person saying this thing about this people? And that happened a lot because this is an issue Twitch has been dealing with for years, which is inconsistency in their bans. All right. They have their code of conduct, their terms of service, whatever. They have to ban based off of that. And sometimes it's not upheld consistently. All right. And so this became, you can see October 16th, the day Asmon got banned, a very common trend. All right. Oh, you ban Asmon. Well, what about when Frogan said this, crazy thing about U.S. soldiers? All right. And Twitch got basically
Okay, he brought up Frogan. Okay, we did get one thing. Okay, kind of okay.
Controversy after controversy after controversy. All right, and at first this was maybe just some like.
Wait, what was that related to? The banned account. Okay, whatever.
Controversy after controversy after controversy. All right, and at first this was maybe just some like social media.
Also, wait, did Frogan get banned because of the soldier comments, or was it because of that panel? Why did we just say the soldier? But okay, he didn't even say. But okay,
stuff. But then there was a concerted effort by people to go straight to the advertisers. All right, because Twitch wasn't buckling. They weren't like banning other people for their comments based off the social media blow up. They were just kind of holding fast. They banned Asmon. They're like, okay, we're good now. Please leave us alone. That did not work. They were not left alone. Not only were they not left alone, their advertisers were not left alone. And this is one of the other genesis I can see of advertisers now getting involved after the Asmon ban. And here's a tweet that said, made a video of what you can do. It's a long video, so I'll just distill it. But basically, it was email the advertisers that Twitch worked with who were displayed prominently in sections that people viewed as like anti-Semitic and get them involved. Okay? He says, fuck Twitch for making me do this cancel culture, cuck fucks, and loser shit. But that is exactly what happened. It was a attempt at creating an adpocalypse. Very successful. Now, Twitch tried to curb this. They tried to appease advertisers and also the Anti-Defamation League, who's getting involved. And they banned several Arab streamers following a Habibi rating panel that was at TwitchCon. And you can see the sponsors are in the background of this. This was going viral. I promise you, all of these sponsors got thousands of emails in their inbox after this. And it worked. Now, you might think to yourself, okay, well, Ludwig, this was like a month ago, right? We're November 16th now. Asmon got banned October 16th. The banning of the people at the TwitchCon panel was October 21st. Well, how do you think ad deals work? It rolls over the next month. So the reason ad rates plummeted in November is because all of those advertisers pulled out for the month of November. And there's no way in that 2-week period for Twitch to resell a bunch of ad slots to brand new advertisers, especially when brand new advertisers are going to see this blowing up on social media and not want to touch it with a 60-foot pole. You get me? All right. So there's currently in Twitch world a piss match, right? Hassan is blaming Asmongold for the adpocalypse for teaming up with people who he says started it. Mizkif is blaming Hassan, saying that everyone who does politics should be outright banned. And Asmon is
looking at me and blaming me. I want to say you're welcome.
Taking blame himself and probably talking about DEI again for the 100th time, if I had to guess.
This is one of the most insane sweeps I've ever seen in my entire life. Why is Ludwig such a pussy? He could cut off Hassan and be fine. He has his own shit going on. Because one, Hassan is like Trump. He really is. Hassan will try to destroy you if he feels like you're disloyal, right? So like, for instance, when I wasn't friends with him, obviously, when we had our big breakup, he's telling everybody else, I'm not going to show up at these events of Destiny's here. It's the ultra blacklist thing, actually, unironically, that I would talk about, like, if people are unhinged, right? He tells everybody to stay away from these people, don't do this. And Hassan, like, plays, he does the reputation rehab constantly, over and over and over again. Remember when we saw Nick have to answer his phone? Nick text Hassan when Nick made comments about Hassan, and he was literally getting text messages like 15 minutes later. Fuck, I'm not going to go find this. And then remember when you had this happened recently too. Oh wait, fuck. There were Mizkif. Fuck, I should have all this loaded and ready to go. Mizkif was writing messages in chat afterwards. I'm not gonna find it. Wait, top post on the sub, is it? Mizkif made this. Wait. Mizkif made this comment.
I straight up I thought he wasn't a terrorist. But if he's a terrorist, I'll tell him to stop because that's not cool. They're like El terrorist. It's debatable. Oh well, he's bad at debates, so he's definitely a terrorist.
Was it this? Wait, no, fuck. There was another one. Fuck. I don't care. I think Mizkif said something about they should ban all politics or something like that because of whatever had happened. And then, like, I think a little bit later, Mizkif is in his chat, typing in his chat. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I didn't feel like I said shit. Wait, I'm confused. Is what I said about the politics thing mean to Hassan? Isn't it just the most obvious take? That if we're losing all ads and Twitch fails equals ban politics? So, like, obviously Hassan started messaging Mizkif being like, bro, why are you shit talking me on stream? What the fuck, dude? And then the same thing happened with Nick as well.
Oh no. Oh no. Hassan
Bro, why is the Reddit
messaged me. Oh no, he knows. Uh-oh.
So he does this, right? And he probably does the same thing with Ludwig as well. So when you're asking why are people loyal to him, it's because he says, like, he talks to people and he like, if you're gonna do this shit, I'm not gonna hang out with you anymore. I'm not gonna have you at my events or whatever. So this is what he does, right? He leverages his fan base to try to like control people's opinions about him.
Say you're welcome.
Oh, and the same thing actually has happened with Ludwig before, where Ludwig made a little joke about Hassan. He made a little tiny joke, and Hassan messaged him with so much ass pain that Ludwig deleted the video, lied about why he deleted the video, re-uploaded the video without the joke about Hassan, and randomly blamed my community for some harassment that a 0-follower account was giving him on like Twitter. Like,
taking blame himself and probably talking about DEI again for the 100th time, if I had to guess. Now, what is Twitch doing about it? Twitch has done two main things. The first one is they're trying to have the most perfectly crafted, curated conduct policy to be able to catch all things that could offend anyone and make advertisers as happy as possible. And
that's not true. Twitch already has a policy that's fine with this. The reality is that on Twitch, you can be racist towards white people, sexist towards men, and bigoted towards Jews. That's the answer. That's the answer. That's plain and simple. And that very simple explanation literally encapsulates the entirety of everything that's happened over the past few weeks. That's everything, really. Truly, that encapsulates everything. You're not going to have to do the crazy Special Olympics fucking routine, the crazy, the whole circus of shit he's going to have to do here to try to explain what the fuck is going on without that like very simple truth that I just said.
And it's a very hard thing to do in an ever-changing world. Their latest change has been making the term Zionist along with a mean term now prohibited. Now that gets you banned off the website. The other thing they have done is they are now using tags as a way to demonetize creators. So, there's this thing on Twitch that people usually use as jokes called tags. So like Kai's tags are short and loud. Asmon's tags are bald. Okay. But some of the tags are very legitimate and well used, like the language tags. And some are now enforced, like the politics tag. And if you have a tag like politics or something maybe like sexual themes, well, then you're not going to be making money off ads. And we know that because here's a clip of someone talking about that who has those sexual theme tags.
So this month I play like full 3 hours ad and I get 0.08 USD money from it.
She played 3 hours of ads and she made 8 cents. Okay. 8 cents total. Now, what's going to happen next? The ad money is going to come back. Maybe not to where it was before, at least not for a while, but we know this because this has happened before. If you remember, YouTube had an adpocalypse in 2017. A lot of people blame PewDiePie for it. I would argue that's a bit reductive. In the same way, it might be reductive to blame a single person for the adpocalypse on Twitch today. At that same time that PewDiePie had a video with a bunch of edgy jokes, there were also terrorist training videos found on YouTube that had advertisers on them.
You realize that like if Hassan wasn't a part of this, none of this probably happens, right? Like, who are you pointing to? A bunch of small, irrelevant, like 100-viewer streamers on Twitch? Like, that's going to get ads shut down, right? You realize that Hassan being a part of the Israel ban was pretty bad, sure. But Hassan being like the face of this is what makes it abhorrent, right? It's what makes it so easy to get everybody like to gather around and say, hold on, this is really fucked up. But
all right. But the thing is, it's not like if you go to YouTube, there isn't fucked up shit on there still. There's definitely still stuff that advertisers would not want to advertise on. I can look this shit up if I want. All right, you can look this up. If you look up nude yoga, there's some shit on there that advertisers do not want to be on. That is still available on YouTube.
Okay. August can correct me if I'm wrong, but this seems especially disingenuous for Ludwig to bring up, because on YouTube, you can target your ads like crazy, number one. And number two, YouTube religiously checks for offensive or inappropriate content, and it will de-ad a video in ways that Twitch never does. August can tell me if I'm wrong on that, but like I can go through my YouTube. Almost all of my live streams, for instance, get demonetized because I end up bringing up like edgy shit. And I get email, I get basically get an email every single night saying as much, like, hey, this live VOD got demonetized. It's like, oh yeah, okay, that happens. I just know that happens because I'll like swear or I'll bring up something edgy or whatever. Him like, oh, he's gonna go into how YouTube does it. Oh, okay. So like I think you feel a little bit safer on YouTube because you have a lot more control over how your advertisements are displayed.
You look up nude yoga, there's some shit on there that advertisers do not want to be on. That is still available on YouTube. Because there should be a difference on what is available to watch on a platform and what advertisers want to be a part of on a platform.
Yes.
Not everything that's on a platform should just be stuff that advertisers want to see. We should not become Coco Melon TV on every single platform. In the same way that not everything on a platform should be only things advertisers don't want. Like, well, let's be frank, kick. Okay, you don't want both of those realities. You need a mix. But to have a mix, you need a lever to be able to punish people accordingly. And what I mean by that is right now on Twitch, the biggest problem that I see is the only way they have to punish people, or the main way they've had to punish people, is a ban. And a ban is very strict. It is 100 to 0. Turn the water off. Okay? You cannot make any content at all anymore at all ever. All right? That's a little bit strict. On YouTube, they have a pretty good system. You've probably heard of it, right? Most videos, if everything's good to go, they're monetized. Okay? Maybe that's what the green money sign is. Maybe you have the gray money sign. That means you didn't monetize it. Okay? You just didn't monetize that shit. Red means you can't monetize it. Now, this could be for copyright or because maybe what the content is about. That's what the red is. You can't monetize it. And then there's yellow, which is this video, and YouTube, if you ever ask them, will always say this, is not being suppressed by the algorithm, but will not be shown to advertisers. Now, YouTubers will always tell you that if it has the yellow money sign,
fucked.
it is being suppressed. The views are worse. YouTube says the opposite, but fact remains, this does not make money. The advertisers will not go in this video. Now, there's another section, which is yellow.
To be clear, there's more that you can do for, there's more that you can do on Twitch as well. For instance, if somebody makes comments about Kyle Rittenhouse or whatever, I didn't get banned for those. I got departnered. So you can do that. Another thing you could do is you could restrict a person's ability to just run advertisements on a channel if you wanted to do that. Another thing you could do is take away special CPMs for people to discourage them from running ads. I guess I don't know if you want to do that, but like there are other things you can do besides just banning someone. Twitch does have options. They just don't use them or explore them. Well, I guess they did for me because they departnered me before they banned me.
With the 18 plus. So not only can they not be monetized, the channel must be 18 plus to watch. Those do get suppressed, obviously, because it's just being shown to less people total. But this is the system that YouTube uses now. And it spawned, in part, from the adpocalypse. As opposed to all content being equal and being able to be monetized just based off those three factors, views, ad density, where the viewers are from, is now also based off what the content of the contents of the content is. You get me? And Twitch hasn't had a good way to do that. I think this tag system is also not the best way to do that.
Wait, but that's not what's going on right now. Like, I don't know if that would matter. I don't know if advertisers would want to be on a site that is encouraging people to share terrorist propaganda as long as their ad isn't running specifically on their videos. I'm not sure if that's the case, right?
Because people can lie quite easily about tags, and tags are seen as a bit of a joke. So imagine if you had to do on Twitch, is what I think they should do. The same thing you have to do on YouTube when you upload a video. When you start up a stream, you have to do this. So when you upload a YouTube video, first
he's not gonna mention anything about Hassan. That's so crazy to me. Literally, people in Congress like writing letters and shit to fucking writing letters before committees and stuff, and on Twitter and talking and the ADL and the specific call and all that, and he's not going to say a single thing about it. That's actually insane to me.
First thing you have to do, does it have paid advertising? You have to disclose, all right? This is required. They instantly make you do that. I think that'd be a good thing. All right, if I want to monetize it, yeah, I want to make some money. Let's make some money. Fuck it. It'll make you go to an ad suitability form. And basically, I have to fill out, okay, do I have some censored profanity or words like hell or damn? Did I say bitch, douchebag, or asshole? Yeah, I did do that. Okay. Does it have adult sexual content? Okay. Yeah, I had romance and kissing. Okay. Or, oh no, I had some exposed minimal sexual body parts. Now the ads are automatically limited. So I have the burden of answering myself. Now you could say, well, you would just lie on this. Here's what YouTube does. They have a bot automatically check. If they find discrepancies and your rating accuracy is low, they might not monetize your video. And I have been a bit of a victim of this. It looks like you might have made some mistakes. And what happens is now I have more bots. Basically, more bots check my shit because I was wrong. Because every time I do it, I just say, yeah, I have some slight swearing. And sometimes I have a bit more swearing because I'm playing League with some degenerate assholes. But that is, to me, how Twitch should work, right? They'll need some bots to be able to scour the content. They'll probably have to do this manually. But what's, I think, not very realistic, because they haven't been able to do this in the past decade that I have known Twitch, the website, is they cannot continue to make their main way of demonetization banning by upholding their code of conduct and their terms of service. They should continue to ban people when people are...
That's not what spurred this all on, though, right? Like, none of this even happens, probably, without, like, the Israel ban, without the actual like hard-coded ban of people signing up for Israel. None of this happens without Hassan, the second largest politics streamer on Twitch, being like the face of a lot of Twitch politics and being the biggest promoter of terrorism and terrorist propaganda on that website. Like, how do you not bring any of this up whatsoever? Like, he brought up Asmongold more than... Wait, hold on. Did he bring up Hassan a single time? Did he even say his name in this entire video? He did once? Okay, he did one time. How? How is that possible?
Are breaking it. But they're going to fuck up, they're going to miss, and they're missing way too much at a certain point.
Oh, wait. I don't even think he brought up Hassan. He said Mizkif blames Hassan. That's like insane to me. Like, he makes it sound like it's illegitimate even. Oh my God.
You have to realize, hey man, hang up the fucking jersey. All right, we need a new solution because your ban solution isn't working. So anyway, that's the adpocalypse. The reason I say some of the money will return is because the way it worked on YouTube is the month after the adpocalypse that I believe happened in February, ad rates dropped by 70, 80% for some people, and then mellowed out to about, I think, a 30% reduction after a couple of months. So I expect at least by, well, maybe December, because advertisers love advertising in December, ad rates will be back up a bit, probably not to where they were, and maybe in a year from now, if Twitch does good, and they're able to actually show content for advertisers that advertisers want to be shown, then they might be back all the way. That would be the steps that they need to take. Anyway, I stream over here on YouTube sometimes, so I don't got to worry about any of this shit, but that's what's going on with Twitch. I see Apocalypse. All right, see you later. Subscribe. Goodbye. See you later. Goodbye.
Like, why even make a video on this? Were people asking him to? Fact check sheet. Mogul mail corrections. What's happening on Twitch? Ludwig discusses the recent adpocalypse hitting Twitch. As creators are claiming they're receiving about 90% less money from advertisers in November than they have in previous months, Ludwig explains why advertisers are pulling out and what he believes will be the long-term results of the situation. Nothing useful. Reviewer, B Barbs. Who's that? Oh no. Who's B Barbs that did the fact check? Mod of his? I want to know their background. Just kidding. What a crazy... Ludwig playing the centrist and acting like he doesn't know where this is coming from is crazy. It's coming from Dan and Density and their harassment campaign against advertisers. Jesus. His avoidance in thoroughly briefing the viewer regarding Hassan, Ethan Klein, and Red Pillar Nazis is wild to me. I'm glad the discussion being had here. I wanted to come back and share this. I have to unsubscribe, and it is over this. Ooh, 528 thumbs up. Jesus. I cannot take Lud's journalism seriously if he actively chose not to acknowledge any of this sort of... Oh, yeah, he didn't even bring up Sneeko and Fresh and Fit getting on... I don't know how much that played into it, because Twitch did reban Fresh and Fit and Sneeko. If it were to present itself, it would be ridiculous to provoke the thought of ignorance. Yeah, he didn't mention Ethan Klein as well, who's probably one of the largest YouTubers or the largest person involved maybe in this whole conflict. What the fuck? Somebody find out what did... Okay, we've got B-Barb's Twitter. They blocked me. Somebody find out, what did B-Barb tweet? We need to do the October 7th check. What did they tweet? Find it. Do the check. He starts the video with, there's no video on YouTube talking about this. True. I see the credit card debt bullshit. That's 3 years ago. I don't give a fuck about that. Did he say Zionist when he was talking about when Twitch was trying to ban a thing, when they were trying to craft the perfect policy? Did he even say that?
To watch a subathon in the past couple of years, because those are basically ad farms.
Yes, he did. Okay.
All right. As far as I can tell, is when Asmon got banned off of Twitch. Because see, Asmon got banned after making controversy after controversy after controversy, and get them involved. Okay. He said crafted, curated conduct policy to be able to catch all things that could offend anyone and make advertisers as happy as possible. And this is a very hard thing to do in an ever-changing world. Their latest change has been making the term Zionist along with a mean term now prohibited. Now that gets you banned off the website. The other thing they have done is they are now using tags as a way to demonetize creators. So, there's this thing.
Is that even really accurate though? Zionist in a mean term gets you banned off the website. Is that even what the policy was? Or was the policy saying if you use Zionist in a way to demean or attack a group of people? He said Zionist plus mean word gets you banned from the website. As part of our hateful conduct policy, we prohibit the use of terms that may not be harmful or abusive in isolation, but can be used as a slur or to denigrate others in certain contexts. In line with that approach, starting today, using the term Zionist to attack or demean another individual or group of people on the basis of their background or religious belief is against our rules. So he didn't even... Whatever, dude.
Thing on Twitch that people usually use as jokes called tags. So like hashtags are short in...
Okay. He's afraid his son will call him out. True. Somebody like, what is this?
You should call Hassan and apologize. Why is Hassan mad?
Oh, yeah.
What did I do?
Oh, no. Fucking fan.
What did I do? Because I'm a mogul male? I feel like everything I said was fine. Am I crazy? He's mad about the Dubai trip?
It's so annoying because like people accuse me. I think Brittany might have done her latest video. I think she did. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't watch it. Don't have time. But people accuse me of like trying to police my orbiters and telling them what they can say or do, whatever. And generally the worst is I'll tell somebody like if you make contact with a certain person, I'm not going to make contact with you, right? If I quote unquote attack somebody, it's me saying things like public, like, oh, I think this person's dumb or I disagree with them, right? I'm not generally like, but the idea that like messaging somebody privately and saying like, don't ever, I need you to redo this video, or I need you to say this thing differently about you. Like Hassan actually does this shit. Hassan actually runs around and does this shit. And he accuses me of doing it with no evidence. Hassan rated him and his chat was spamming about it. He said, call Hassan, he's crying unironically.
Hard for views. Oh, well, I mean, shit, that's the deal. I'll just fucking pull him out of the thumbnail, and then I feel like it doesn't really matter much, right? I can just pull him out. I feel like that's... Because I feel like outside the thumbnail, you can't really make that argument much. Here, check it out. Boom. That's a change on the fly, baby.
And then I like how when Ludwig will take this video down and relist it, he'll say that he had to do it because it was performing poorly, so he needed to redo the video.
Me and C-Dog VA. That's a funny picture. That's a funny picture along with that title. But I don't think the content of what I said is something I wouldn't say in public or to him personally. Unless that's a problem. But look, I'm going to deal this off stream. I don't need to deal with this right now. Why is C-Dog so short? It's because my boots make me 4 inches taller.
Whatever. Okay, don't care. Good time. Riverina, cappuccino, 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 cappuccino. I will catch you guys next tomorrow, Reno. Yeah. Have fun, be careful, don't die.